Hi guys, this is Luca here from Not Yet to Break Even, and in this video I'd like to talk about the secret to financial freedom. It is actually a very simple secret, if we can call it that way. But before we get there, I'd like to, especially for those who have not seen any of my previous videos or who do not know much about internet marketing, about what financial freedom is. So I would like to give you a definition, at least the definition. There are many definitions about that, but the definition that I don't even remember where I heard it or I read it the first time, but I think it's very appropriate, and I believe it's the one that I most feel comfortable with. So that definition talks about financial freedom as that number, financial number. So we're talking about money here, right? So I want to straight talk about money. That number that if you didn't have to trade your time for money would allow you to sustain from a certain point in time, so let's say today, your current lifestyle. So suppose that all of a sudden you didn't have to work, how much money would you need to sustain your current lifestyle? Lifestyle meaning the current level of expenses, lifestyle meaning the current level of activities, lifestyle meaning what you spend your money on to keep you going every day, with your clothing, with your food, with your housing, with your holidays, anything that's in it. Why am I starting with this? Normally, I wouldn't talk about freedom starting from financial freedom, but I think it's a key concept to grasp, because financial freedom enables people to get back the good that they most importantly need to get back. I'm talking about time. So financial freedom enables time freedom. And that's the time freedom that enables me, that enables you, that enables everyone on this planet to start living an existence where we can have more time for ourselves, we can have more time for those who love, our families, our spouses, our children, and simply to do more, to do good. So to feel more content, right? To feel more satisfied, more fulfilled. If you see that, if you see through that, if you see the whole topic of the lifestyle, so achieving a great dream lifestyle through this lens, then you realize that financial freedom, reaching your financial freedom, is very important. It's crucial. And how do you do that? I don't mean to talk about ways to doing it through just labor, hard work, like going to the mine or anything like that. Although I don't have anything against it, but it is about working smarter, not harder. In essence, I believe I'm shooting this video to express the passion that I have about the opportunities that internet marketing gives, that digital marketing gives, because these opportunities were not existing like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Who would have thought that all of a sudden, sitting from anywhere around the world, each of us could actually start creating their products, selling their products. Even greater than that you could start all of a sudden making money, so reaching your financial freedom, getting the products from other people, so sourcing the products from other people and selling them for a profit. This is what affiliate marketing is about. This is what internet marketing is about. So I talked at the very beginning of this video about a term, right? About the secret to financial freedom, because I think it is essential. And the secret to financial freedom has a word, and it is leverage. Leverage can be intended with many different meanings, but the meaning that I would like you to give this word, and I'm giving this word in this context, is directly associated with the expression work smarter, not harder. So I'll give you an example here. I am assuming, and I can safely assume that, just take an example out of my own experience, because I've been an employee working in the corporate environment for most of my life, most of my working life, that is. So, but I can safely assume that many of you out there, many of you who are watching this video now, are coming from the same experience. So maybe many of you are still employed, many of you are having an employer. What you're effectively doing as an employee is trading your time for money. If you talk about reaching financial freedom, of course, you could go the way of getting to higher positions in your job, gaining more money in your job, but you would still be trading your time for money. So all of you sitting behind the desk can relate to this, because the higher you go into an organization, of course, the more money you get, so you can start becoming financially independent, but that kind of financial independence will not buy you the freedom that you're yearning for, that you're really desiring. Why is that? Because with your salary, the demands of your job increase. So you would find even more bound by your 9 to 5, or actually 9 to 5 is just an expression. 9 to 5 wouldn't exist anymore. Actually, you would find yourself most probably, because I can see that, I see day in, day out executives at highest level in global organizations, you would have very little time, less and less time still, to do the things that you love with you and for your family and with your family. Now, who do you think is leveraging who? Talking about leverage, who do you want to be, the employee or the employer? We're thinking about it from a leverage perspective. The employee is not leveraging. You're getting paid for the time that you spend at work. The employer, on the other hand, the employer is the one leveraging on the employee. Give you an example where many of you may be familiar with the consultancy business. It is not unheard of for consultancy contracts to foresee rates of maybe 1,000, sometimes even much more, but let's assume $1,000 a day for a consultant. Now, I would like to ask you, a company pays a consultancy firm that amount of money, but how much of those $1,000 actually gets into the consultant's pocket? So the person who is there doing the job. Very few of them. So who's leveraging who? What's being leveraged on? Simply speaking, the employer is leveraging on the employee. Now, the choice from your side is quite simple, I would say. If you look at it from a financial freedom standpoint, you want to be on the side of who leverages something else. So of course you want to be on the business owner, employer side. But here's also another catch-22. Many of you might have read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And there is one great learning about that book. If you haven't read it, just do it, because it is an eye-opener in many respects. No matter what you may have heard on Robert Kiyosaki or on that book, I would personally advise you to read it as a personal development suggestion from my side. It is the fact that many people who are researching the opportunity to create for themselves financial freedom are actually mistaking that freedom with owning a business. But you see, the fact is that owning a business is only halfway between being an employee and being independent, being financially independent, but most importantly, being free. Why do I say that? It's not just me saying that, but I'll give you a very quick explanation of this statement. The fact is that the more you get tied into a business, even if it's your own, you end up creating for yourself another job. Actually, you don't have leverage anymore. Unless you're leveraging on somebody else, on some other resources, on some other products and services, you will keep leveraging on your own time to produce an income. Granted, the income that you may generate as a business owner might be higher than the one that you were earning as an employee, but you wouldn't really get the freedom that you were looking for in the first place, because you wouldn't still have time. You would be tied and kind of enslaved to that job. It's not uncommon for many people who have left the corporate life to then end up creating their own profession, their own job, being a business owner, and after a few years actually finding them back in the employee shop because they said, listen, I was not having any time for myself any longer. So how sad is that as well? The real important word that you need to keep in mind is leverage. Why is that important? Well, first of all, leverage is the first and foremost concept that SFM and the mentors, my mentors at SFM, Stuart Ross, Jay Kubasek, and others at the Six Figures mentors are preaching and teaching. Granted, it is not about working harder, but it is working hard in a smarter way through internet marketing. So why not? The opportunity is here, the opportunity is there. SFM provides, you see why I'm very passionate about it, because there's many dimensions to this leveraging aspect. One aspect of the leveraging is the product, right? You as an affiliate marketer get to select, to pick the product to sell, and you sell them. So after a while, you grow your list of leads, you reach the 1,000, you reach the 2,000, you reach the 10,000, and there are products which are sold with a commission. You get to earn a commission if you sell them of maybe $1,000. And this is not just realistic, this is a real example. There are products that actually give you a much higher, they are the so-called high ticket items, commission. So why is it that so many people consider it so unrealistic, the possibility of pretending to have 10,000 subscribers? I started just a couple of months back, and I started accumulating 1,000 subscribers to my list. So I'm projecting in my work in the next few months, and I'm planning to get there not too far from today, probably not a couple of extra months, leveraging on the work that I've done. See, the concept of leveraging keeps coming up. Why is it that unrealistic to think that one person, right, one person out of that 1,000 people will ultimately decide, he or she may not decide to do it immediately, but may decide to do it over time, hence the concept of lifetime value. So the value that you're creating for people, the relationship that you're building with your list, that's fundamental. So that you, all of a sudden, without any work would be unfair, but you wouldn't have to trade your time for money any longer. You would get that 1,000 for work that you already did. So how is it that unrealistic that one person, I'll give you another example, out of this 1,000 would purchase one item, $1,000 item that will generate $1,000 commissions for you, every single month? Is it that unrealistic? I don't think it is. It will take just a different person every week of the year out of 1,000 people list. And 1,000 is a pretty small list, right? But you keep building on that. And it also depends, of course, on what you produce, on the offers that you make, on your tone, on your voice, because the products might not be yours, but what makes them unique to the people you talk to is your voice, is what you put in it, is also your own messages. So SFM, the Six Figure Mentor platform, gives you products like that. You don't have to develop that. Then, of course, after a while, if you really want to, you could also decide to start developing your own products. And you would get 100% of it, unless you are asking for other people to help you develop those products and selling them to your list which is constantly expanding. Now, the leveraging concept I told you is on different dimensions. SFM has a great marketing funnel. So the marketing funnel is automated marketing funnel, by the way. So all the systems and the fantastic customer support, business consultancy that is there, that is in the background, you get to leverage that. I get to leverage that. And yeah, sure, I pay a commission to SFM in the sense that when I sell something for them, they get the money, but I get the commission from it. So how cool is that? I ended trading my time for money the moment I have decided to espouse the concept of leveraging. Another example of leveraging is emails, right? Just make the example again of the 1,000 subscribers list, but maybe the 10,000 subscribers list. Now, is that realistic that I should write a single email to each and every one of them? Honestly speaking, guys, even if I wanted to, I would probably not have enough time. And again, a concept is leveraging, working smarter, not harder. So do the work once and replicate it thanks to automation. So for those who don't know, the emails that you're receiving from me, those that I have written, I'm not writing them individually, just specifically for each and every one of my subscribers, right? I'm writing them and using a list builder email system out there. They're very cheap, they work like a charm, and they enable me to work out a flow, a very specific flow of messages with different interspersed by sporadic one-off invites to my free webinars, for example, or special offers that I'm creating for people to bring even more value to them. But this is again another example of leverage, right? So why are so many people not thinking leveraging using the internet marketing? Granted, if you're just starting, becoming an internet marketer is not a joke. It will still require hard work, but the equation will not be anymore hard work plus time equal my salary. The equation will be hard work plus leverage, so the time is out of the equation, is going to get my income, my passive income. How cool is that? You practically get to make money, talking again about financial freedom, while you're sleeping. Leveraging is a key concept that you need to grasp. And I know because it was hard for me to grasp when I was a full-minded employee. So I guess that getting out of the employee mindset to a new kind of digital possibility, digital entrepreneur's mindset is crucial. I'm so passionate about this because almost, think about it guys, almost everything nowadays can be purchased, serviced, sold through the internet. And it's only going to increase. More and more people are going to get in the next few years, access to internet, to a heaps of goods and services. So why is it so unrealistic for you to believe that you can carve out a space for yourself in there? For the same reason that you are here looking at my video, listening to me, subscribing to my newsletter today, many others will for you. And I tell you what, again, it is not about working harder, it is about working smarter. SFM teaches you how to work smarter. They actually also give you their own system to use. Now, I would be unfair to say that SFM is the only system out there. Truth be told, though, is the only system I know. And it would be unfair for me to be comments or feedback on other systems, but I can talk about the system I do know and I use daily to transform my life. It is SFM. Why? Because it enables me to get a lot of leverage day in, day out. Think about it for yourself. Waking up one day, working from wherever you want, not having to plan for your holidays 3 months in advance, but maybe wanting to fly out to Maldives next week, and you go there. And the next day, you wake up, check your email, and all of a sudden, you see a couple of $1,000 are coming in because some of your subscribers decided to act on the call to action that you created for them in one of your e-marketing campaigns. This is not unrealistic, guys. This is happening every day. This is what SFM does for you. This is what you have the opportunity to start doing for yourself. But you need to grasp the concept of leveraging, and you need to start using a leveraged platform like the SFM one. Actually, I would advise you to go and check it out for yourself. If you haven't done so already, you can sign up using one of the many forms that are on my site to the 7-day video series about the system, so that you get to better know how you can really start using internet marketing to transform your life into a dream existence that really looks like a dream existence, right? Not trading your time for money. For me, it's a dream existence. Waking up, checking your account, and seeing that overnight, really while you have been asleep, money has been flowing to you for work that you have done previously. Or you can take another step, completely risk-free. Try it for yourself. Try if it is for you. It was for me. It is for many thousands of people out there. They've been transforming their existence. Why is it so difficult for you to believe that you can be one of them? Guys, let me know what you think. I would really like to hear your opinion on that. Well, if you have questions, I would say you can reply to this email, luca@notheretobreakeven.com. Simply send me a message and ask me. I mean, we can have a completely free 15-minute consultation if you still have questions or doubts about SFM, the system, or in general about internet marketing. I know I've been talking a lot. So I want to say thank you for watching. I really hope that this mini lesson on leveraging has been useful to you. I really hope to stay in contact and to see you become a free person thanks to internet marketing. To your success, guys. I will see you there. Ciao. All the best.